This is day 466 of Zohar Pshat, and we're on page Nun Hey with Bays in the Zohar Kodesh. About halfway down the page, the line begins came in the Chata, which is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, about 18 lines down. Came in the Chata. Once Adam Rishon sinned, and he violated his master's command, Parachahusi for me. The Sefer, which had all the Seidos of the Bria, all the secrets of Chochmah, all the generations to come, fled away from him. Now, the question is, when you think about it, what exactly was in the Sefer for the Chet? Because before the Chet, our assumption was the world would not develop this way, the way the world did develop. That's why Shloki says we should be Machzi Teva Lavosenu Shmolehem Shechatu Anuch Mishlo Bana Laolam. And one interpretation of that is that the reason why there's so many generations until the year 6000 is because of the sin of Adam Rishon. Had Adam Rishon not sinned, it would not have been all those generations. So even to say there would be all those generations, but certainly they would be in some different format. So I assume before the Chet of Adam Rishon, it didn't tell him he was going to sin. So therefore it must have just had the Chochmah in it. And then after with the sin, as when he gets the Sefer back, as we shall see, that's when it included subsequent generations, the Chachamim of Yivashem generation. The Zohar does not make that clear, but I think compelled to say that. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense, the sequence, unless certain parts of the book were perhaps off limits to him before the Chet, so he wouldn't know about the Chet, so he obviously would have Bechira. So I don't know. It's a good question to ponder. It's perhaps what we say. I say the Malachim were not given access to the Sefer because the Rishon is not given access to certain parts of the Sefer. That's unlikely. But anyway, once he sent the Sefer in its whatever format it originally was, Parachahu Sefer Minei. Adam Tapach HaRishon, and Adam was banging his head, Bachi, and he was crying. He went into the waters of the Gichon up to his neck, as a sign of remorse and tshuva and charata, and the water made his body into cracks, literally rusty. Vishtani Zivei, and his countenance, which was obviously very radiant, changed as a result of that. Shaita Uramas Kuchabichel Raphael. So then Kodesh Baruch Hu indicate to Raphael, who obviously is supposed to also heal Adam Rishon, Vasehu Safra, and came back to Sefer. Ubei Hava Mishtara Adam, and Adam would toiled in this Sefer. Vanach Le L'Sheis Borei, and he left it to Sheis his son. So this is an early form, obviously, of Torah, of his book to learn. And to all the progeny, all future generations, we assume that the people enumerated in Chumash, the 10 Doros from Adam till Noach, and from Noach till Avraham Avinu, were all tzaddik. The people enumerated in Chumash themselves were the righteous of the generation. And presumably the Sefer was left to them, because if the wicked got their hands on it, it would be pretty bad. And for Malach, we're not allowed to learn from it. Presumably the wicked generation are allowed to learn from it as well, but that's speculation. It says, so to all the, again, the way I'm understanding it, the enumerated descendants who are mentioned in Chumash, Ad Matla Avram, got Avram Avinu, Ube'ava Yad Listakla B'Yak L'Morei. And with that, he knew how to look at the glory of his creator. In other words, this was the Chachma of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Va'itmar, and this has been said. I'm not sure what he means by that. V'chein Chanoch Yisrael says Sefer. So he says also the Chanoch is given to Sefer. So I'm not sure if it's given to each of all generations. Whether you have to tell specifically to Chanoch. Maybe the other generations were not able to ma'ayin in it. They weren't able to learn properly, and Chanoch was able to the. To learn properly. We stack him in because he law, and he too looked in there in the glory of on high. So the couple of interesting things here in the Mefarshim. First of all, on that which it says that where is this going on? Gimel of the Itzutze Oros, which I think we missed before. Not sure what's going. It says on yesterday, right? The he was using it. It says called Yoima Bekinze de Mare. So it says talking to have the other Rakama shows. There will be Gurash Migan Eden, Shezilo Efo. So what was it mean? They learned for several days. Inami Hoda were called Yoma until my call Osa Yoshua Nivra. So they was created that day. He was learning the whole thing. Then it says about Chanoch Perish Chanoch Nitan Gankin Sefer Echad V'lo So Sefer Shalom Rishon. There's a different Sefer Chanoch. I think one of the Apocrypha. It's called Sefer Chanoch, but I don't think that actually is the Sefer given to Chanoch, but it's a Sefer either written by Chanoch or Sefer ascribed to Chanoch. I never learned it. Chemai says Chemai Shacham himself. I'm on Kuf Pei Vav, and then the Zohar the Rabbi says I'm talking about Zohar Zel Sefer the Hak Kama Sifrininu. There's several Sfarim. Sefer the Rabbi Himnuna Saba, Sefer the Chanoch, Sefer the Rabbi Kusbudoy v'chulei, Sefer the Sefer Chanoch Nar v'chulei. So evidently the Sefer Chanoch was not necessarily the same Sefer given to Adam HaRishon. Okay, so Safra, it's a separate Sefer, not the same Sefer. Okay, so I need to law. So other Svarim which we learned not to decide one about the Rishon, and I don't know what. Obviously, I don't know which was in each one, but there was a Torah to be learned before the Torah which we have today, and I guess in Yeshiva Shem Be'aver, these are the Svarim which they learned, or this is the Svarim which they had from earlier generations. Okay, this starts a new paragraph. So stop here for today.